I'm tossing this out into the ethers for anyone who would like my humble help, happiness helpers on relationships. I think, and this is totally just my life experience that I can speak of, that's all I know. When I was matched up with my husband, Bill Whitlatch, on a blind date, I didn't want to go. I mean, I really didn't want to go. It was incredibly inconvenient. I was living in Portland, he was in Klamath Falls. And yet, there were two matchmakers, my mom and Carly Yancey, who were just so persistent that we went on a date. So I went into this date as a one-shot deal to hush up these matchmakers. Why Bill went into it, I don't know. I don't know. He just, maybe the same reason, maybe for the same reasons. Anyway, so lo and behold, actually kind of high and above, it ended up working out. It ended up working out incredibly well, incredibly well. And I think this, in part, is why. I was not trying to be somebody I wasn't. I wasn't trying to make myself into what I thought he wanted me to be, because I didn't want it to work out. I mean, I was not trying to make something out of nothing. And also, you should know this, is there would be no matchmaker on planet Earth, Match.com or any of those, that would have put us together. We were so different in big ways. And yet, and if you didn't know Bill, and I'm sorry for your loss if you did not, he did not try to impress anybody with anything. I have never known anybody like him who was so true to himself. I mean, so true to himself. So we went into it not trying to, impress each other. We really didn't. It was such a fluke. I mean, an absolute fluke. And I think, sort of a miraculous thing that it had ended up being what it was, which was absolutely magical and the best marriage and best relationship I have ever known. And I won't say we'll ever know, but, anyway. So there's my key to a good, lasting, solid relationship. Be yourself, be genuine, and then you won't have the occasion to, once you land the guy or once you land the girl and you're married, and then all bets are off and you just can now be yourself. It's like, who the heck are you? Or, what do you mean, you don't always look great or whatever, because you've already revealed your genuine self. You've already revealed that. You've not tried to be something for the other person. And I think that happens a lot of times. And I think also, if this happened to me, I was married briefly before. I call it my 5-minute marriage. And it was because I was doing what I thought I should do. It wasn't what I knew in my heart and soul to be the right thing to do. And it was also it was all on me, of course, but it's slightly a society thing where it was just the next thing to do, the next step, without really giving deep thought to a lifetime commitment. So there's my 2 cents worth. I have a little website. It's at juliewhitlatch.com called Whitlatch Words. And on that website, there's a little page called the Free Trade Agreement. And the Free Trade Agreement is about relationships. It's about casual relationships. It's about long-term relationships. And it further explains what I'm talking about. And to me, the very best relationships, of which I am so fortunate to say I have many of these. They're rare, and I am so fortunate to have many of these, where I feel like I'm getting the best end of the deal. I really do. And yet I have the individuals on the other end of that say the same thing. And to me, that's the very, very best. It's like a seesaw when you're at level, you're at balance. So many times, one end's way up and the other end's way down. And those, I don't know how long, or maybe they last forever. I don't know. I just know for me, that balance, that level balance is a fabulous place to be, a fabulous place to be. So there's a few words about relationships. And I guess the other thing I would say for anything good and worthwhile, there's work to it. It's not always easy. It isn't. There's work to it. And I used to do a lot of decorating, home decorating and stuff. Anyway, I so often would hear wives say, I'd say, well, what do you think your husband would think about this? And I so often would hear wives say, oh, I don't care. And that was a challenge for me to bite my tongue and not say, what do you mean you don't care? How can you not care about the person you claim to love? How can that be? And my thought is also this. If you're in a relationship that isn't the very best you think it could be, try being a better spouse. You gals, try being a better wife. You guys, try being a better husband. And don't go around complaining about your relationship. I have such a time with that. First of all, I think so often it is setting the stage for unbecoming behavior, I think sometimes. Secondly, I think in all things that you're not happy with or you find flaw in or you just want to complain about, go to the source where it can be changed. Go to your spouse. And if it's just blathering on and just getting hot air out, that's different. That's different. I get that. But again, if there's some specific things or general things, go to your spouse, go to somebody who can change it. If your relationship, marriage, or whatever the relationship is worthy of years of commitment, work at it. Sometimes it's not all easy. That seesaw isn't always at level. Sometimes one or the other has to make attempt to balance it out. So there's my thoughts on relationships, and this one you can count on. I love you. I love all of you, or two of you, or whoever the heck's listening, or if nobody's listening. I still love everybody. And I'm at balance with that, and I love that. I love this place where I'm at balance with having a place for all that love to go that I had for Bill, and that place is to all of you. So thank you for coming back. I so appreciate anybody. I send this stuff out there. I don't know if it ever lands on any ears, and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. So I thank you for coming, and love, love, love you, and hope you come back. Bye.